this morning by this thought that we can find hope in what we already know. And that thought came to me because as I was reading the lectionary passages this morning, one of those passages is probably rivals John 3:16 as the most well-known passage in the Scriptures. That passage is Psalms 23, and this morning I read it in the CEB version, or the Common English Bible version, so it sounds a little different than what you may have memorized from the King James or NIV version. But I want to read that with you this morning and offer you some words of encouragement. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He lets me rest in grassy meadows. He leads me beside restful waters. He keeps me alive. He guides me in proper paths for the sake of his good name. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil because you are with me. Your rod and staff, they protect me. You set a table for me right in front of my enemies. You bathe my head in oil. My cup is so full it spills over. Yes, goodness and faithful love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the Lord's house as long as I live. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Have you ever watched sheep or checked out YouTube videos that talk about this passage and sheep and shepherd? It's rather interesting because the sheep really do pay attention to the shepherd. As they're grazing, they know where the shepherd's at. And they know the shepherd's voice when he calls. They know his voice and they come to it. In ancient times, the shepherds would actually, in caring for their sheep, they would be watching and recognizing that maybe the area where the sheep were grazing was running out of grass, and so they would be looking ahead to where are we going to take the sheep from here so that they can continue to find food. The shepherd would look ahead, as in he would watch the weather and know what was coming, and he would lead the sheep to places of protection when storms came. If a drought was coming, the shepherds in that time were very sensitive to the weather, and they could probably read to some degree that, man, I don't know, a drought's on the way. We haven't been getting rain, and so they would seek to lead the sheep to places where they could find new grazing grass and water and that type of thing that they needed to sustain life. It's a reality that sometimes the shepherds or the sheep would have to go through places that were kind of dangerous to get to those new places, those oases, if you will, in the desert or something like that, a place of water and grass to graze on. But the shepherd was with those sheep as they went through those dark valleys, as Psalms 23 refers to. The sheep could always have hope and find peace knowing that the shepherd was with them, was protecting them, would guide them, and would not lead them astray, but would lead them to places where they could sustain their life. The sheep were fully dependent on the shepherd. David even refers to the fact that as the Lord is his shepherd, the Lord blessed him even in the face of his enemies, and that his cup overflowed. And these blessings that the good shepherd provided for the ones who followed him were available all life long. Let me just say to you this morning that all your life long, the great shepherd, the Lord, is with you, and he is for you, and he is here to guide and lead, even in scary times when we might be dealing with financial issues from losing a job, or we might just be anxious about the moments, and some of us want to get out and see people, and we're kind of even getting depressed, staying inside, hey, the Lord is with you in this time. Find hope in what you already know. He is with you, and He is for you. He is your shepherd in this time. Put your trust in Him and find hope and peace. So, may that great shepherd of the sheep, the God of hope, fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of His Spirit at work in you. And as you overflow with hope, let me point out that that hope is going somewhere. People are receiving that hope that overflows out of you. So find hope and be the hope today in what you already know.